I'm gonna be honest, but the hardcore truth is it's really hard to make friends. And it's like, why would you want to be friends with somebody who isn't on the same page as you? Why would you want to pour into somebody who isn't going to pour back into you? Why would you want to be friends with somebody who do not have the same mindset as you? It's hard to relate to somebody who's on a whole nother page. Imagine you on chapter 10 and they're still at chapter 1. It's like, how can we relate? How can we understand each other if your mindset is different from my mindset? And let's be honest, there's a lot of differences out there, but if you guys are not willing to put the differences aside, then how can y'all be friends? And that's the hardcore truth about reality. A lot of people do not want to face the truth when it comes to being friends. Can you take accountability? Are you willing to support me? Are you willing to accommodate in this friendship? As friends, you know, you want to have somebody who has the same mindset as you. You want to be able to chase after your dream, chase after your goals together. It's also about being able to uplift each other, but not everybody want to be on that page. Not everybody want to be able to highlight each other's accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's willing to grow with each other on a very mature level. I'm gonna be honest, it is really hard to have friends. It's really hard to make friends who want to grow with you, succeed with you, friends that want to support you. You know, it's different types of friends to have out there. You can have all types of friends. Friends who want to work out, friends who want to go out, friends who are willing to, you know, start a business with you. Different types of friends, friends who pray together. You know what I'm saying? A whole different variety of friends, right? So my thing is, it's hard to make friends because not everybody is willing to be on that same page as you. And the reason why that happens is because a lot of people got big egos where, you know, sometimes the way they think might be differently from how you think. A lot of people are stuck in their ways, got big egos, or, you know what I'm saying, they have a really, really bad mentality. Basically, they have such a poor mentality that if you hang around this person, it comes to the point where their energy rubs off on you, and now it brings you down as well because they have a bad mentality. One thing about it that I learned is when you surround yourself with somebody with a bad mindset and a poor mentality, the only thing they're gonna do is bring you down. And it's like you can't elevate and have somebody who's underneath who's gonna keep pulling you down. It's never gonna like be on the same flow, the same route. So what it is like you want to be able to be with somebody who you guys can push each other up to the next level. You can uplift them, they can uplift you. And that's the right way to have friends. Nobody is really gonna win if you around somebody who's negative or who doesn't have the mindset of actually winning, of actually having the ambitions to go after something. Like, you know, somebody's lazy in a way and you're not lazy, but you a go-getter, right? It's like saying that you trying to go after something, but the person that you're surrounding yourself with is lazy and they just, their energy is not on that high vibrate level. It's like, it's never going to kind of like push you if you're around him, because it's like y'all both won't be able to like pour into each other because it's not balanced. And when you have a friendship, the friendship should always be balanced. It should never be one person is on one level and the next person is on another level, because y'all are never going to be equivalent to each other. It's like a relationship. If you're in a relationship with somebody, y'all got to be equivalent to each other. Like, y'all got to be in the same space. Y'all got to be on the same, you know, elevation level. Like, y'all got to be able to pour into each other if y'all in a relationship, because how is it going to be one-sided? One person is doing more work than the other person. It's not going to work out. Same thing goes for friendships. If you guys want to be friends, then y'all both got to be able to pour into each other. Surrounding yourself around the wrong people can have a very big impact on you, because not only is it going to be bad for the friendship, but it's like you can't be around people who are envious, jealous, because it's like all of that is just never going to align on the right route. What I realize is a lot of people are stuck in those friend groups where they don't really have friends who are going to support them, friends who are going to uplift them. They're stuck in those friendships where they're jealous of each other, competing, envious. It's like those type of friendships always fail. Those type of friendships don't really elevate to the next level because no one's really clapping for each other. No one's really supporting each other. You're not going to really find those friends who want to really like see you win or succeed if you're stuck in a group like that. When it comes to actually understanding why it's so hard to make friends, it just comes to the proven fact that a lot of people have a hard time supporting each other. And when it comes to supporting each other, all you gotta do is pick up your phone, shoot a text, support through a post. It costs $0 to support a friend. And these are questions that we gotta ask, like, why is it so hard to support somebody else? Why is it so hard for me to understand this person? Why is it so hard for us to like congratulate each other? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it so hard to be able to do these little things in order to support another person? And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of us struggle with that. A lot of us are here to blame ourselves for not playing our part as friends. Once one person does it, then the next person does it, and then it becomes a pattern, an endless pattern. But what you gotta ask yourself is, if you really wanna break the chain, the curse of not being able to have friends, then you have to actually put yourself first. You have to be the leader of that. You have to be able to understand, like, hey, if I want to have friends, then I have to be the person that I would want a friend to be to me. If you want somebody to be supportive, you gotta come like that. If you want somebody to be uplifting, you gotta come like that. If you want somebody to have the same mindset as you, you gotta come like that. It's like what you put out is what you receive. And when it comes to having friendships, you're gonna attract the right people if you put out a certain energy. You can't put out bad energy and expect to have good people supporting you. You might be struggling somewhere, might wanna start a clothing line, right? But you feel like you got no support, no friends, right? And I'm pretty sure when it comes to having a clothing line, or you doing something that you actually enjoy, you want to have a support system. You want to have friends that are going to uplift you, or friends who are on the same route as you, who are going to actually do the same task as you. That way you guys can pour into each other that way. But it's like, if you're not following through with the right steps in order to receive those type of friends, then you're not going to really receive those type of friends. I feel like we do have a lot of people's best interests, especially if you are a good-hearted person. We're here to blame for our own reasons on why we cannot make friends. You could be such a good-hearted person, but that does not mean because you are a good-hearted person, you're gonna have a whole bunch of friends. Usually the realest people don't have no friends. It's like, when it comes to being a good friend, you gotta ask yourself, are you reliable? Are you always there when somebody needs you? Are you supportive? Are you caring? Are you loving? Are you somebody that a friend would want to have in their life? But if you know you're not doing these things, then you can't get mad when somebody else does not do it for you, because somebody else is not going to want to accommodate to the same things you're asking for if you're not even doing it first. Imagine you do put yourself out there to make friends and you meet people, right? But when they call you, you're not picking up the phone. When they text you, you don't text back. When they're trying to support you, you don't respond. These different things are why you're gonna create these excuses to why you got no friends. Because when people enter our lives, we have this big wall built up in front of us where it's like, in order to become friends with somebody, you would want to trust that person. But in order to trust somebody, you gotta communicate. You kind of gotta let your guard down just a little bit in order to make friends. But if you're not willing to put your guard down just a little bit, then you're gonna completely give up on making friends and always blame yourself for not having friends, saying, I can't make friends, it's too hard to make friends. And it's a lot of reasons why we're not going to actually push ourselves or put ourselves out there to actually create new friends. You might have had a bad experience with somebody, friends who backstabbed you. You went through some sort of trial and error with somebody in your past, and it's like, when you hold a certain trauma in your life, it's like you're not gonna want to go out there and create friends. You're gonna feel like everybody is the same. You're gonna feel like you're not gonna really find the right people. And that's what we all avoid. We all avoid creating the wrong friends. And that's why we don't put ourselves out there to create friends. I know for a fact that I have bad experience creating the wrong friends. You probably thought you had a real friend, a solid friend in your corner, but the whole time that was not a real friend. It was a fake friend. And a lot of us go through stuff like that. Like, you could be so real, but that doesn't mean that somebody else is gonna owe you the same loyalty that you gave them because you poured into their cup. And then again, that's why it's so hard for people to show love, for people to support each other, for people to actually be there for each other, because people are afraid to let their guard down. When it comes to friendship, and this on my end, I want to congratulate somebody. I want to succeed with you. I want to be able to love you and support you. I want to be the bestest friend that you probably never had in your life. The same way that I'm genuine, I expect for me to have those same type of friends, genuine friends. It's like, if you win, I want you to be comfortable enough to know that you got a solid friend in your corner who is definitely going to congratulate you. A solid friend who's going to always support you. I'm the type of friend who is going to hype you up. The type of friend who you don't even gotta worry about not being there when it comes to support, because I want to be that friend that's gonna always be there and you don't even have to question when it comes to that support. All those trials and errors, and even if you fail at something, I'ma still be there to tell you that it's okay to take L's. It's okay, because a L is meant to be taken in order for a big W to come in. You gotta take L's in life. And that doesn't mean that you suck. It just means that you have to learn from that L. You have to take that L so that you can actually elevate, so that you could win the next time, so that you could understand how to go about it the next time it happens. You shouldn't take no L's and feel like you're a failure or that you suck. You know what I'm saying? When you take L's, I want to be the friend that's going to uplift you. The friend who's going to tell you that it's okay to take an L, because a big W is on the way.